Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This time I want to solve biology questions from 2017 paper 2 theory. So we are going to solve the whole of section A and we'll try to be quick. Okay, look at question 1, section A, short answers. So I need to be writing short answers here. Answer all questions in the space provided on the question paper. The answers are supposed to be put here in this case. Okay, so question 1, figure 1.1 shows some specialized cells P, Q, and R. So those are the three cells. These are the three cells which is being discussed of. We have cell P, we have cell Q, and the cell R. Now name each of the cells above. Name each of the cells above. So if you look at cell P, this is a root hair cell. This is a root hair cell. Cell Q, this is a red blood cell. That's a red blood cell. Then cell R, that is the palisade cell. Okay. State the functions of cells P and Q. Cell P, we said that's a root hair cell which is used to absorb water and mineral salts from the soil. So cell P, the root hair cell, is used to absorb water and mineral salts from the soil. Then in cell Q, that's a red blood cell which is used to transport oxygen to all parts of the blood. Cell Q is used to transport oxygen in animals, that is, to all parts of the body from the lungs. Now if you are to ask about the function of R, which is the palisade is the part where most of the photosynthesis takes place in leaves. So it is where most of the photosynthesis usually takes place. Okay. And then in Roman numeral 2, explain the adaptations of cells P and Q. Explain the adaptations of cells P and Q. So cell P, we said this is a root hair cell. So what is its adaptation towards its function? So the adaptation of this cell, it has an elongated outgrowth which increases the surface area for absorption of water and mineral salts. It has an elongated outgrowth that increases the absorption of water and mineral salts. So apart from that, it also has numerous mitochondria which helps to produce enough energy to absorb mineral ions against the concentration gradient. So just pick one. Then the adaptation of cell Q. Remember, cell Q, I said, is the red blood cell which is used to transport oxygen to all parts of the body. So its adaptation, it has a red pigment which is called hemoglobin, which absorbs oxygen from the lungs during gaseous exchange. So its adaptation is to contain the red pigment which is called hemoglobin. C, where in the leaf is cell R located? Where in the leaf is cell R located? So cell R, we said this is a palisade cell. The palisade cell, it is found in the upper epidermis, specifically the palisade tissue. So the palisade cell is found in the palisade tissue, or probably the upper epidermis. But the specific location is the palisade tissue. Okay, that would be the correct answer there. Now question 2, of 2017 from Enzymes. Figure 2.0 shows a graph showing the effect of temperature on an enzyme catalyzed reaction. So this side here, it is representing the rate of reaction, then here the temperature, excuse me. So what is an enzyme? An enzyme is a biological catalyst that speeds up the rate of metabolic reaction in the body and remains itself unchanged. So an enzyme is a biological catalyst that increases the metabolic or that speed up metabolic reaction. That's what is called an enzyme. So is a biological catalyst that speeds up the rate of metabolic reactions in an organism. Number 2. What is the optimum temperature of the enzyme reaction shown in the graph above? So what is the optimum temperature? The optimum temperature is the temperature at which the maximum temperature at which the enzyme work best. So if you are to follow this graph, at the beginning here, the graph or the reaction was slow, and as the temperature increases, the reaction also was increasing until it reaches a point where the reaction stops increasing and starts decreasing. So this point at which the reaction starts stop increasing and start decreasing is what is called the optimum temperature. So the optimum temperature, if you are to look at this diagram, is 36 degrees. It's not exact at 35, no, it's 36 degrees. Okay, that's the optimum temperature. B1. At what temperature is the enzyme completely denatured? At what temperature is the enzyme completely denatured? So denatured is where the enzyme is completely destroyed, where it cannot function because this structure have been destroyed by this higher temperature, the increasing temperature. Now, if you are to check the point at which the enzyme denatured completely, it is where the graph is completely flat and it's at 60 degrees. If you want, you can pick 59 or 60, but the correct answer beyond doubt is 60 degrees Celsius, because here this is where the graph is completely flat. Give a reason for your answer in B1 above. So it's because at 60 degrees Celsius, that is where the line graph representing the rate of reaction is completely flat. Okay. And then C1. Explain why it is important to measure the body temperature when a person is sick. Why is it important to measure the temperature when a person is sick? So it's important to measure the temperature when a person is sick because it helps to detect an illness of a sick person. Detect what type of illness is present in that sick person. So detecting temperature is quite important. It enables the physicians to know what type of illness is in the body. Then later on we'll know what medicine should be given. Then Roman numeral 2C. Propose 2 ways the body temperature of a sick person can be brought down to normal. The body temperature can be brought down to normal by taking a cold bath. We're going to shower or bathroom, just use bathtub. Anything, as long as you have a cold bath, can reduce the body temperature. Apart from that, also taking cold fluids like cold water, cold juice, and many other things. That's how we can reduce the body temperature. But if you go in hospitals, they also give some injections, but just give those two. Question 3, figure 3.0 shows the life cycle of a mosquito. So we have stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. Hope we can see those stages. Okay, so when looking at these stages, life cycle of mosquito, let's answer the following questions. Question A, Roman numeral 1. Identify 2 stages in figure 3.1 and 3.0 which shows more suitable for eradicating malaria. So first of all, at stage 1, this is not a suitable stage to kill or to eradicate malaria, because you cannot kill these eggs so easily. So even if we were to spray some insecticide, even if we were to spray an insecticide, they will not die because they are inside. Okay. And then no, sorry, that's a mistake. Stage 1 is a suitable stage to eradicate malaria. Then also stage 2, these are the 2 suitable stages of eradicating malaria. At stage 4 is not suitable because an adult mosquito can become resistant to drugs or insecticide. Then at stage no, the way I started was correct. Stage 1 is not suitable. Also stage 3 is not suitable because here they are inside the shell, which cannot easily be killed. When you spray the insecticide, they won't have an effect inside. Even here at the pupa stage, they have a pupa case which protect it from the insecticide which you may use. So the best stage to eradicate malaria here is stage 2 and stage 4. At stage 2, this is when the mosquito just hatches into a larva, which is quite mobile. So stage 2 is suitable, and stage 4. Okay, for each stage identified above, state how malaria may be eradicated. So for stage 2, malaria can be eradicated by either using the insecticide, especially just draining stagnant water where these mosquitoes might be. You drain the water and this is going to die. Then apart from that, using the insecticide, spraying the insecticide in stagnant water. And the other one is by using by spreading oil in stagnant water. Oil will prevent these larvae to get oxygen from the atmosphere, and hence they will be suffocated to death. Then at stage 4, malaria can be eradicated by one, killing the mosquito by using insecticide. Then you can also eradicate malaria by using sleeping under treated mosquito net. Okay, and many more. So we go to the next part. We go to question B. Question 3, Roman number 3. Suggest 2 ways in which malaria can be controlled in the community. Malaria can be controlled with one by clearing the bush near the houses and encourage locals to stop growing crops near houses, because that becomes the hiding places of mosquitoes. Then way 2, malaria can be controlled by sleeping under treated mosquito net. So sleeping under treated mosquito net would also help. Okay, B. What term is given to the mosquito based on its role in the transmission of malaria pathogen? Now, the transmission of malaria pathogen, an organism which transmits pathogens, is called a vector. So even the mosquito, it will be called a vector. Okay, even a mosquito will be called a vector. So that's a vector. So a mosquito is a vector because it transmits malaria pathogen from one organism to another. Then in C, Roman numeral 1, define pathogen. Pathogen is an organism which causes infection or disease. Pathogen is an organism that causes infection or disease. Name the malaria-causing pathogen. The malaria-causing pathogen is Plasmodium. Okay, I'll write it for the sake of spelling. Plasmodium. It's called Plasmodium. So the malaria-causing pathogen is called Plasmodium. Question 4 of section A, 2017. Figure 4.0 shows the longitudinal section of the stem. Need to zoom in so that you look there free. What's happening there? Okay, we have the structure U, S, and T. We have the bud, stem, and the pith inside there. We have the leaf. Excuse me. Okay, so which letters in figure 4.0 correspond to cambium, xylem, and phloem? Okay, so this U is pointing outside, which makes it to be the phloem. A T is pointing at the middle, which makes it to be cambium, and the S is pointing on the inside, which makes it to be xylem. So we have the phloem, xylem, and cambium, like that. So U is phloem, T is cambium, S is xylem. Number 2, explain the functions of S and T in the plant. So we said S is a phloem which transports water and mineral salts from the roots to all parts of the plant. So S is a xylem, its function is to transport water and mineral salts from the roots to all parts of the plant. Okay. Then T is the cambium, which is used for cell division and differentiation. So this is used for cell division and differentiation. Then this one transport water and mineral salts from the roots to all parts of the plant. Okay. B, Roman numeral 1, which letter corresponds to the structure which needs companion cell to function properly? Structure U. The phloem cell is the one which needs the companion cell to function properly. The phloem cell supplies the companion supplies the phloem with energy and some necessary enzymes, hormones. Roman numeral 2b, which letter in the figure 4.0 corresponded to a structure in which substances can either move up or down? Again, it's a phloem. Substances can either move up or down. In xylem, always substances move upwards, but in phloem, substances can move either up or down the plant. Okay, now the last question of section A from genetics. Mrs. Mumba delivered a baby girl in a certain hospital. Mrs. Mumba has blood group O, and the father to the girl has blood group AB. Mrs. Mumba sues the hospital for giving her a wrong baby whose blood group was O. Explain using a genetic diagram why Mrs. Mumba would win or lose the case. Excuse me. So you need to draw the genetic diagram for you to conclude whether Mrs. Mumba would lose the case or would win the case. So draw the genetic diagram first. Okay. So to draw the genetic diagram, we need to know what is supposed to be there. One, you need to know the alleles which are used for blood groups. So for blood group O, we use the alleles these as blood group O. Then for blood group AB, it is just like that. Okay. Now, when drawing the genetic diagram, you need to show the phenotype of the parent. Phenotype is a physical appearance of an organism. Then after phenotype, so phenotype in this case, mother is blood group O, then father is blood group AB. Then you write again the genotype, the genetic constitution of an organism, where the mother has these two, where mother has these two genes and two alleles, then the father has those two. See that? Again, even on the gametes, next part is gametes. They have the same symbol. Excuse me. Even on the gametes, they have the same symbols. Okay. Okay, we go next now. We draw the gametes. You have to be careful. We draw the gametes. So that is the blood group for the mother, and that is the blood group for the father. Now you need to start crossing multiply. So the first allele crosses with the first allele, and the A and B are dominant over O. So when writing the gene, you start by writing the letter A, because A is dominant, O is recessive. Again, the same A times the other allele there, which makes it blood group B and O. See that? Then next, we have this one multiplied with this one. Again, A is dominant, then O is a recessive. Okay. Then again, this one and this one, which makes it a blood group BO. Now, as I said earlier on, blood group A and the alleles A and B are dominant. So when you see the gene is like this, it means this person has blood group A, not AO. There is no blood group AO. So this is blood group A, this is blood group B, this is blood group A, that is blood group B. So based on this genetic diagram, Mrs. Mumba would win the case. Why? Because Mrs. Mumba and the father to the girl would never have a child with blood group O, based on the offspring produced in the first video generation. So that's how we conclude the question. Okay, now what could have been the correct genotype of the actual father? The correct genotype of the actual father would have blood group O. That's a genotype, since the child has blood group O. So the genotype of the correct father would have been blood group O, which is OO. Okay, so that's all for section A. In the next video, we're going to do section B. So be prepared for it. If it's your first time to watch my videos, please subscribe, like, and share the video. Then you'll be notified as soon as I post a new video. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.